So I like this initiative that you're doing, and the fact that you are actually on the ground,
Yes, listening,
helping out,
closely,
listening, and helping them out to onboard. So at the very basic level, you are starting them on this journey of digital transformation. So over this time, you've done this.
Yes.
How many paying customers do you have?
So we've had let's say over 700 customers.
700 customers.
Over 700 active customers till date. Each and every month, we usually have like very high targets, maybe between 70 to 100 new customers.
Okay.
So that we can actually sustain the business.
So you have a team on the ground.
We have a team on the ground
recruiting
every single day. And Ali,
which is where now our conversation about Vitukwa ground
is different. Because
so you're not onboarding these using online marketing tools, and you have boots on the ground.
You know, Ali, when you're building software as a service products, we usually talk about user experience, making it intuitive, so that someone can go through that entire journey by themselves.
Correct.
But what people don't even understand about these SMEs, and I love them, but they're also very entitled because they want you to handhold them through each and every process.
So that's the customer journey.
So it's
you have
data
to
entry.
embed that into your
so it's data entry, it's training, it's customer support, it's customer success, and it's as simple as, so how do I file my returns? Because they don't look at you as a tech partner, they look at you as their business partner. So they'll be like,
I like that.
Every single thing,
I like that.
Every single decision they're making in their business, they'll pick up their call. And
yesterday, I read a very interesting, and I want to read it out for you. Let me see if I can pick it up very quickly. I read a very interesting paper by Accenture, the consulting company, and the one thing that really caught my eye is this. So I posted this on my LinkedIn page. I don't know whether you saw it. If you had a crystal ball, where do you think your next billion customer is at? A new generation of digital consumers is emerging in 8 countries over the next 10 years. Now, out of these 8 countries, 4 are African countries.
Wow. I was listening to a video of Vusi Tembekwa from South Africa.
Yes.
He said he goes everywhere and asks people, which is your next biggest market? And everybody says Africa. But he says everybody knows about the potential of Africa, except Africa. Except Africans.
That is interesting.
So there's a lot of potential. And the same challenges Ali, Kenya faces, Tanzania faces, Nigeria faces, Uganda faces.
Just Rwanda. Different flavors.
Different flavor, understand their culture, understand their way of doing things. Some are a bit slow. Some don't have the infrastructure we have. And we always say this, M-Pesa has helped us. We have good internet infrastructure. So it's just a matter of those dynamics. But at the end of the day, the problem is the same.
So Abraham, you are dyed-in-the-wood entrepreneur. You built UzaPoint to where it is.
Bootstrapping, yeah?
To the bootstrapping.
Bootstrapping.
That is an interesting term that most in the tech ecosystem probably don't appreciate. How much capital have you raised?
So I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this on camera.
Please,
but
feel free.
But I'll talk about the ones which are public, disclosed.
Yes.
So we've raised recently through the Black Founders Fund, which is non-dilutive capital.
Yes.
So one of the things I believe in is always to get either strategic partnerships, get non-dilutive capital. The people who actually see the nature of your business, the scalability of your business.
Please explain to my audience what non-dilutive capital means.
So when most people are raising, especially in the tech space, most of them actually go the VC way. VC is venture capital way or angel investor way. So VC way is where the companies who put a pool of funds and they're actually going to startups to give them some capital.
Correct.
It could either be pre-seed, seed, Series A, and the rest. So I always believe in either strategic partnerships or using your customer as your best investor in your business. And for me, that's bootstrapping, where you go to your first customer.
So basically, you subscribe to the ideology that your best funding is a paying customer.
Yes. So when you talk about non-dilutive, it basically means you're not giving out any equity, because when you raise through VC, you actually need to give a bit of equity.
Dilute, yes, correct.
And you have to dilute a bit of your stake in the business.
So to the point where you're now been you've been brought into the Google Black Founders Fund. Congratulations, by the way, to you and your team for that. To that point, your fundraising has basically been paying customers.
Paying customers.
What are your lessons to entrepreneurs out there?
Ali, I always like to say, you need to focus on 3 things as an entrepreneur. These are things that you need to have as an entrepreneur for you to manage to do it, especially from a bootstrapping point of view.
Yes.
And I say it's 3 P's. So number 1 is passion. Number 2 is patience. Number 3 is persistence. Let me start with the last.
Abraham's 3 P's.
3 P's.
Passion,
patience,
and
persistence. Let me start with the last P. When you talk about persistence, I've built UzaPoint. This is the 6th iteration of UzaPoint, what our customers are using.
You've iterated 6 times?
6 times. Wow. Building from scratch, listening to the market.
So you've taken pivoting to the next level.
To the next level. And most entrepreneurs coming up, or especially in our Gen Z, don't appreciate that. That at times you build, it doesn't work, or it's not scalable. And most of the times why we've built it so many times is because you reach somewhere and you realize this is not scalable. It's not scalable.
So you have to change.
You have to change. So persistence is a big thing. Otherwise, in between, and of course there have been so many fallen soldiers in between, people who were riding on the dream and they left. But I have been consistently the one person who's
passion,
who's gone all the way.
Persistence.
That's persistence. Passion is, are you very keen about the problem you're solving?
Yes.
Is it genuine? And I usually say this. Most people, as we started the conversation, most people want to solve a key problem with SMEs, but most people are not genuine about actually solving that problem. Because you're not solving the underlying issue.
Explain that. Unpack that for me.
Because people are not solving the underlying issue. So people will say we want to offer funding, loans, all that. But at the end of the day, even when you talk about the startup funding ecosystem, will you give funding to someone who doesn't have a plan, Ali? If they don't know their numbers, if you tell someone, give me your numbers, what's your conversion rate? What's your churn rate? If they don't understand their numbers?
They have no clue. Then why are you giving
them money? So you need to be very passionate. You need to really understand the problem, because what we do is not very unique. We just offer solutions to problems. And it sounds like a cliche, but that's the reality.
That's what you do.
That's what we do. So you need to be very passionate about it. And if you will be easily swayed, and I always see this when we keep on trying to get solve different problems, especially as you're fundraising.
Yes.
You started with this problem and then you find yourself solving another problem later on. But be very passionate first about the person you're addressing the solution to and actually the problem you're solving. Number 2 is patience. Good things take time. It's more about the process. And most people don't want to understand.
I keep on telling people that when my wife puts biryani on the table, I know that she started preparing that marination and stuff the night before.
No wonder you're looking this young. You've been eating some good biryani, but the prep, as you said, the prep started.
Yes, patience, that is critical. I get this. People saying, "Oh, look at that guy." Just the other day, I'm like, "Yeah, 10 years in coming."
Wow.
It's not just the other day. It takes time.
It takes time
to build solid foundations.
Let me even put it that way.
Yeah.
Because you've talked about foundation, and that's what I tell my team every day. How deep you build your foundation determines how tall your building will be.
Absolutely.
And many people don't want to take a bit of time to dig their foundation, to build that structure, because we always talk about building solutions which are scalable, building companies which are scalable. For them to be scalable, you need to lay a very firm foundation, and that firm foundation is it don't take a day.